Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing good, and you should be doing good because today we got a ton of news about XDefiant Season 2, all the juicy details of what's going to be in the patch. And yeah, today we're just going to break all that down for you guys super quickly. Not going to take up too much of your time, so let's just get right into this and speed run this little patch rundown. Alright, so jumping into it here, we have the XDefiant Season 2.1 patch notes here. A little 12-minute read for us. So, starting off, in the gameplay section, we can see that they've fixed an issue preventing some players from sliding after a jump if they selected the hold option instead of toggle for crouch and sprint in the menu settings, which is actually a bug that I personally reported to them way back in Season 1. So, it feels really good to see that my report ended up with them fixing the issue. And then here we've got corrected a control issue that stopped players from sprinting if they fired while quickly switching to ADS in mid-sprint. Victims of melee attacks now suffer a movement speed penalty of half speed for a quarter second, exactly enough time to say ow, hey. Updated the 6 preset loadouts in the loadout menu so they offer a full set of attachments for the primary and secondary weapons, along with devices that complement the primary weapon in each preset. The goal of these new loadouts is to offer attachments that support each weapon's strengths while also letting players experience a variety of attachments and devices. I think this is a really cool fix, especially for new players. Having some good loadouts to run around with definitely does help when you're going up against people who have fully kitted weapons and running the meta attachments, so very nice to see that. It also did a tuning pass of the major and daily challenges. Also now when you complete a major challenge, it's automatically going to activate the next one, so you don't have to go in and click it. And lastly, they fixed a weapon progression glitch that wasn't granting XP points for kill assists. Nice little fix there to bump up those XP gains. Now we get into the juicy stuff here. We have a little blurb about the Highwaymen. Straight out of Hope County 2035, the Highwaymen are cutthroat survivors with a high-octane attack style. They're all about dealing maximum damage in a minimum amount of time, thanks to the deployable assault turrets, speedy reload, and rate of fire bonuses, and a lethal makeshift tech like their signature saw blade launcher, wielded with complete disregard for power tool safety. Highwaymen fight for their comrades and their leaders, Mickey and Lou, and fully expect them to go out in a blaze of glory. Tomorrow we'll actually have a video uploading going over some loadouts that I think are going to be fun to use in Season 2, specifically with the Highwaymen's passive of this increased reload and rate of fire bonus revved passive that they have. So look out for that one, you guys. Drop a sub on the channel, make sure you guys don't miss that one. Moving on with the other faction changes, we have a change here for GS Commando. GS Commando's active defense system, the little trophy system that they have, was a pain to deploy in tight corners, but now it's not, so they've fixed that to make that smoother to deploy. Players can now cancel the active defense system after deploying it, like Libertad's El Remedio, so that's a nice little QOL changes for our GSK players. They also fixed a bug that allowed the ADS to shoot grenades and stuff through soft cover, so that's a nice little fix to prevent that bug. Fixed a glitch preventing the active defense system of targeting enemy prox mines. And then this one is one that I ran into a lot, but they fixed the camera resetting bug when you ran into GS Commando's shock wire sometimes. What you would do is you would run in and then your view would be kicking up and down like this, and it was just super annoying, so glad that that is fixed. Then we've got a set of DedSec changes here. I think with all of these changes coming to DedSec that they're actually going to be a must-run faction now in Ranked. These are looking really good. So Spiderbot deployment is no longer cancelled by deploying the DedSec Ultimate right afterwards. Also, the Spiderbot movement sounds have undergone a tuning pass, so basically the footsteps are going to be a little louder and you can hear them from a little bit farther away, which is nice for me because I am deaf as hell, so definitely not going to be getting snuck up on by Spiderbots nearly as much now, hopefully. They also decreased the duration of the Lockout Ultra from 25 to 20 seconds, but interestingly, now when you die, you're no longer going to be free from the lockout. So if you die within that 20 seconds, you're going to respawn. You're still not going to be able to use any of your abilities. And this is a really big change, guys. This is going to be great for Ranked. You pop that ult, you know, even if somebody dies, they respawn up. They're still not going to be able to use their abilities for that 20 seconds. So this is a big quality of life change for DedSec. And as well, they also fixed a bug that was turning off the cooldown on the hijack ability when used on moving devices such as the incinerator drone and the Spiderbot. So overall, a nice little set of changes for the DedSec, so look out for them in ranked, especially with the turret and these fixes to the active defense system. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for you guys to use your hack and your spider bot on DedSec, and especially with those smokes coming into the game now, the device printer ability that the DedSecs have as a passive is going to be getting a lot of value. Next, we have a set of changes for the Phantoms, who desperately need some changes, honestly. They did receive some nerfs in a previous patch, but they're removing some exploits here, some invincibility exploits. If you manage to trigger the Aegis Ultra right before death, that's fixed. They also fixed a hit reg issue with the Aegis Ultra. If you were trying to shoot a mag berry, you had to shoot the very bottom where the actual ability is. Now, if you shoot anywhere on the shield, it's going to kill a mag barrier, so that it was a little annoyance for Phantom players. That is going to be fixed now. Also, they restored controller vibration when you're blocking damage with the Blitz shield and added a sound effect to indicate to the player when they're receiving and blocking damage with the Blitz shield. Got some changes here for Libertad, and so the effective range of the Libertad Biovita boost has been increased to match the visual range of it. The Libertad's Medico Supremo Soothing Mist no longer gets stuck in midair if the player deploys it while falling down from height, land on the actual floor instead of getting stuck up in the air. Fixed a bug locking Libertad's players in a zoom state while deploying the Medico Supremo during ADS. And in other Medico Supremo news, enemies no longer earn Ultra Cancel points for taking out the deploying player if the player managed to complete the deployment of Medico Supremo as their final heroic act. So, not going to be getting any free XP from that. And then a little cleaner and phantom fix here. The mag barrier and incinerator drones are no longer going to have wonky deployments when people are experiencing a bad connection. Sometimes your mag barrier would flip around, or your incinerator drone would deploy the wrong way. And moving on to maps, obviously Waterfront is going to be the launch map for Season 2. We got a nice little preview of that in the XD brief. I cannot wait to play on this one. It looks really awesome. And yeah, the boathouse and all these close quarter engagement opportunities look really sick. And then there's lots of cheeky little sightlines that are going to be fun to kind of explore and stuff. Can't wait to play that map as well. CTF is getting some map pool changes. Mayday is being removed from the CTF unranked map pool, as obviously Mayday is quite a large map and not really balanced properly for CTF, so glad that one is going as well. They fixed some map geometry issues on several maps, including areas where players could stand on stuff that they weren't able to, or see nameplates and stuff through walls. So nice that that is fixed as well. They are tweaking some objects in Emporium in Times Square that prevented the GS Commando's ADS from deploying. And a host of changes to game modes. Of course, a bomb will be launching with Season 2 confirmed. So I know a lot of people were curious if that would be coming. It is confirmed now. Bomb is going to be available day 1 of Season 2's launch. We've got 2 bombs, 0 respawns, high stakes, fan requested new game mode with the objective right in the name. Bomb. Attackers attempt to plant a detonator on one of 2 bombs stationed across the map and keep it ticking until the bomb goes down. Defenders try to stop the attackers from planting it, or failing that, they must defuse the detonator. Attacker's success or defender failure yields predictable explosive results. Escort, they have fixed a visual issue with the package on inclines and the package icon appearing jittery through walls. Team Deathmatch had an overtime when matches ended in a tie, but it wasn't supposed to. Now it doesn't. Team Deathmatch now also has some daily challenges, which is nice. Capture the flag. Completing a CTF session now counts towards earning the Grand Tour achievement, for those of you guys who have yet to unlock that. XP scores for accomplishing escort and zone control objectives have been doubled, which is nice. Nice little XP bonus for you guys there. If you thought you weren't earning cleanse points for killing the last enemy in domination, occupy, or zone control, you thought right, and it has been fixed. Same goes for checkpoint assists for helping push the package in escort. As additional encouragement to finish matches, we've added a medal challenge for completing arena modes and completing linear modes, both named Complete Game. These new medals bump up Battle Pass momentum by granting a lump sum of XP upon match completion, making player stick-to-itiveness the primary driver for Battle Pass progression. So, for those of you guys who are backing out of your games, you guys are going to take some hits to your Battle Pass progression, But for those of us who see our games out to the end, no matter the outcome, we're going to get a nice little bump up in our battle pass progression, which is very nice to see. As well, they're making some adjustments to rank. Season 2 also debuts rank loadouts, a new loadout category with 10 slots. Rank loadouts allow players to create custom loadouts from all launch weapons, attachments, and devices in rank play, even if they haven't unlocked them. The trade-off is that if a player selects a weapon for their loadout that they have not yet unlocked, they will receive no XP progression on that weapon. Owned weapons will progress normally. This system doesn't apply to skins, factions, characters, or any post-launch weapons, attachments, devices that players have not unlocked. So you have a little separate category here for you guys who like to keep your rank loadouts separate from your public match loadouts. You'll be able to create 10 separate loadouts, and when you load into rank, you'll be able to select from those. Any changes made in there obviously will not reflect your public match loadouts, which is nice, because for me personally, I run pretty different loadouts, and it's kind of annoying having to swap things back and forth if I'm playing ranked, if I'm playing pubs. This is a nice little change, and as well for those of you guys who don't have certain weapons maxed out, and you don't have all your attachments that you would like to run. As well, they've corrected an issue in rank mode preventing PC keyboard users from confirming their pre-selected ability if a teammate has the same faction pre-selected. For me, who runs keyboard, I ran into that a couple times, but nice to see that is fixed. As well, they fixed an issue here with people trying to metagame the party system in ranked. So what a lot of people were doing in Season 1, if they were very high ranked, they would grab a player who is low ranked or playing on a smurf to bring down the average rank of their lobby and have an easier time winning the game. And so what they're doing to address this issue is they're bringing up the average weight of the party based on the highest level player in that party. So that should fix that issue very nicely. Moving on to weapons, of course, we've already detailed all the weapons that will be launching in Season 1, that being the PP-19, the SPAS 12, the L86. As well, they're adding an extended mag tube for the shotguns, so I assume this is only going to be available on the M870 and the SPAS, but you'll be able to get a couple extra bullets in your mag. And we've got a host of tweaks for existing weapons. So starting off here with the M44, players wielding the M44 sniper rifle can no longer aim down sights before its weapon reload animation finishes. The 6.86 Magnum removed the half-second weapon sway delay when switching to ADS after triggering the jump crouch penalty. As well, they corrected a little animation issue with the M870 where shells were ejecting when the player would fire rather than when the slide was racked back. Just a little cosmetic fix, but nice for people who are sticklers about accuracy with their animations. As well, they did a similar thing with the MDR, as well as removing some clutter from the skeletonized cosmetic skin. It had some really ugly iron sights, honestly, so nice to see that get fixed. And as well, they're doing a tuning pass on the flinch for sniper rifles, so they're decreasing the duration of the flinch penalty from 0.75 to 0.5 seconds for all the snipers. As well, we've got some tuning here for some attachments. The muzzle booster and the rapid fire barrel are both losing their recoil penalties, and instead they'll be gaining a short medium range penalty and an ADS speed penalty. So we can see for the muzzle booster here, that's going to be a short medium range penalty of 12.5% and an added ADS speed penalty of 7.5%. For the rapid fire barrel, that'll be 25% and 15% respectively. Nice little change here to address the stale meta game. A lot of people have been kind of running rapid fire barrel on all their ARs and stuff, so I think a lot of that is going to go away. For certain weapons, this will definitely still be a meta attachment. I think on the M16, this is still going to be a great attachment to run, as without this horizontal recoil, you're going to be a lot more accurate with your burst, and you're still receiving the full benefit of that fire rate where, you know, you're not really affected too badly by those range penalties. So I expect to see certain guns still running rapid fire or muzzle booster, or depending on map, you know, on these closer range maps and stuff in ranked, you definitely might still see people running the rapid fire and the muzzle booster, but it's going to be far from a default on a lot of builds. As well, there are going to be some changes here to the lightweight barrel. They're going to be adding, actually this is incorrect, it's the other way around. They're removing the range penalty and they're adding a recoil penalty, so 10% there on the lightweight barrel. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. Personally, I was fine with the previous range penalty, so I'll have to see how this recoil penalty feels, but I don't know. Personally, I feel like the lightweight barrel might be kind of decreasing in value, so Will be interesting to see how that one works out. They also reduced some shakiness when using a scope and crouching or spamming crouch in crouch only areas, which is nice. They added a weapon mastery skin, Pyroclastic, unlocked at weapon level 500, but only if several other weapons in your armory have reached level 400. We actually do have some extra details on this. And so as you can see here, Zach, the community manager, tagged me in the official Discord and had this to say about the new Pyroclastic skins. It's a new system, the ultimate weapon grind. The way it will work is you will have to reach level 400 with 4 ARs, 4 SMGs, 3 shotguns, 3 LMGs, 2 marksmans, 2 snipers, and 5 secondaries. Then, reach level 500 with a weapon to unlock the Pyroclastic skin. This one will only be available until Season 4. I hope that clears it up. So, for all of you weapon grinders out there, that's going to be quite the grind for you guys to get on. I know my guy Cryptello already has Prisma on every single gun in the game. I'm sure he's happy to hear that there's a new skin for him to grind, and he's definitely going to be getting on that ASAP on Season 1. I'll leave his Twitch link down in the description. You guys can go check him out. Great guy, really good energy, so definitely go drop him a follow and check out his content. He's an awesome guy. And speaking of skins, obviously there's going to be a new set of Twitch drops coming to XDefiant in Season 2, and so you can see here all channels are going to have access to the Morganite M1911, the Cobalt AA12, and the Eruption M249, and partners such as myself will have access to a separate unique set of drops: the Highwayman Glyph P90, the Highwayman Glyph Sadoff, and the Street Cred as Zelda. Obviously, I will be streaming the game tomorrow, so if you guys want to come check out my stream and get your partner drops, feel free to drop by. I would love to have you guys. My Twitch will be linked down in the description. Moving on to devices, they fixed a glitch with the EMP that was causing it to disable conventional grenades like the frag and the sticky if those grenades were deployed just as the EMP was about to activate, which is nice. And exploding sticky grenades now damage enemies when you lob them onto ceilings, which is a weird bug, but glad that's fixed. Next, they did some tuning to the netcode, and so an issue that a lot of people were having in Season 1 is that if you died in the middle of a gunfight, your last couple bullets might not actually go through, and so they're doing some tuning to make sure that that's not as much of an issue anymore, which is very nice. I know a lot of people were very mad about that. They're also adding a quick chat system, a feature that lets players select predefined messages from an icon-based quick chat wheel menu, such as group up or attacking A, and send them to teammates for lightning fast comms. Definitely good for those of you no-comm warriors in ranked. You'll be able to coordinate with your team a little bit better now. And as well, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be happy to see they've made a lot of audio changes to the game in Season 2, starting off with some changes to footsteps and clothing sound effects to address community concerns. First of all, they've balanced the enemy and ally footsteps to be the same audio levels for sprinting, running, and walking. Crouch is now silent, which is nice. They've improved the audio at distance, so players can hear these sounds from a little bit farther away, and they're going to fade in more naturally with distance. Improving the sound effect quality in general, such as footsteps increasing, decreasing with movement speed, and sounds muffling in another room, so some, tuning past to occlusion and such. As well, your own footsteps and clothing noises have been reduced in volume, and everyone behind you in a 180-degree cone is going to be muted, so you're going to hear a lot less of your own footsteps, and you're going to be able to hear the footsteps of enemies a lot more clearly. They've also enabled text-to-speech and voice chat on Xbox platforms while fixing its volume settings on all platforms. Tune the conditions that trigger a death streak VO line, dying multiple subsequent times without killing an enemy player, from 3 deaths with a 30-second cooldown to 4 deaths with a 60-second cooldown. They've also eliminated an issue causing low game volume when using Windows spatial sound, and other various audio fixes, which is very nice. Now wrapping things up with some miscellaneous fixes here. As you can see, players can now skip the intro video when starting the game. God bless. Let me get into game faster. Added custom frame rate limit options for various features, gameplay, menus, autofocus settings to the settings menu. Corrected some graphical and interface weirdness related to PC players changing their window size while in windowed mode. They fixed the 120Hz graphics mode on consoles to persist after loading the game. Eliminated a game crashing bug occurring when sticky grenades were deployed close to the Phantom Aegis, and other various crash fixes. And so there we have it. As you can see, guys, a lot of quality of life fixes coming to the game in Season 2. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think is the most impactful change here, what you guys are most excited about, and I hope that you guys enjoy Season 2 tomorrow. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Season 2. I'd love to hear them. We're gonna have a lot of content coming out over the next couple of days. I'm very excited to get back to making a lot of content with fresh new stuff coming to the game in Season 2. So make sure you guys sub to the channel and leave a like on the video to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. But that has been it for me. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.